Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
Welcome back, eSIM Studios podcast live stream episode number 211 on this Tuesday afternoon, October the 7th, 2024. Thank you for joining us. We're trying to get to tech news a little early today. Typically, I stream. Well, that's the problem. I'm always streaming at different times. I'm going to try to get a set time every single day, and I think right around 2 p.m. is the sweet spot. So I know I'm a little off the mark today. I'm talking Central Standard Time, Texas time. I know I'm off the mark a little bit today, but again, I'm going to try to set a set time every single day so you can expect to get your tech news or headlines, technology headlines for the day at a set time every single day, 7 days a week. So today we have the very first unboxing video of a MacBook Pro, the 2024 model. It's the model with the M4 CPU, the M4 chipset that was just released in the latest iPad Pro, I think 2 months ago, something like that. But they're putting in the Pro models, I think all the Pro models, even Mac Mini, they're putting the M4 chip in basically everything, right? So the MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, Mac Mini, iMac, all that stuff, all the Macs are getting the M4 chipset. It's Apple's latest and greatest CPU, beast of a CPU. So we'll get into the unboxing of that. We'll get into some Google Pixel news. There is a new desktop mode that I am very excited for the Google Pixel owners out there. Also got some more display information for the new iPhone SE 4. That's set to be released here in, I believe, early next year, 2025. So not too close to a launch, but close enough to where we know what display it's going to have. And what else do we have here? There's another. Yes, I was going to get into if you're currently interested in picking up a new iPhone. So if you have not purchased a new iPhone 16, I came across a carrier that's kind of not one of the majors, but they will let you pick up a iPhone 16 Pro. Pretty good deal, actually extremely good deal. They give you free service for a whole year. So I went ahead and ordered an iPhone from them. So I'm going to share the little secret. I haven't heard anybody talk about this. So I came across it yesterday and so I went ahead and ordered one, and we'll see how I go now. It's on back order, but I think it's going to be delivered next week. So they do have some that are in stock at the moment. Maybe I'll get another one, who knows. So let's get into the news. I want to thank everybody watching all across multiple platforms, streaming on Twitter, streaming on Instagram, streaming on Twitch, streaming on YouTube, many channels, many platforms. If you miss any one of the news stories that we're going to talk about, go to our home base. So if you're watching this on X, or you're watching this on Instagram or Twitch or one of the other YouTube channels, and you want to catch the latest and greatest tech news or reviews, got a lot of app reviews coming up that I've recorded, go to YouTube, type in eSIM Studios, and we shall pop up. Also, I want to remind everybody, each one of these recordings, the podcast, the live stream you're currently watching, is uploaded in audio form. And we currently are on basically any podcast platform available. So Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio Music app, what else? Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Samsung Podcasts. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can take us with you on the go, whether you're running errands, you're on a road trip, or you're doing chores around the house and you just want to listen to the latest tech news. Go to your favorite podcast app and type in, search for eSIM Studios. We will pop up. So, or you can do what I do. If all else fails and you can't remember Google eSIM Studios. We basically cornered the market on that term, on that name. And if you Google eSIM Studios, we'll populate, all of our content will populate the whole page on Google. So you can find us there. And they got us on all different platforms if you just Google our eSIM Studios. Real quick, side note. So you know how I do trade-in devices, right? So you know how all these carriers will have trade-in deals. Like if you trade in a device, you get like $1,000 off of your phone, essentially making it free. Well, I purchased multiple iPhone 16 models. And one of my trade-in devices, I totally forgot. So what I do, here's the secret. You don't have to own that device that you're trading in. They just want a trade-in. So a lot of people get it confused. We're like, damn, I don't have a iPhone 12 or I don't have an iPhone 13 Pro. That's okay. Just go to eBay and find the cheapest one and trade that in for your $1,000 credit. Well, that's what I did. That's what I always do. And check this out. I forgot how small the iPhone minis are. So this got delivered yesterday. And I've ordered, so on one of my trade-ins for one of the iPhone 16 Pros we got, one of my trade-ins was an iPhone 13 mini. I found one super cheap on eBay. Look how small this thing is. iPhone 13 mini. I got this in the mail yesterday and I was like, holy shit, that is small. I forgot they were this small. I mean, look, iPhone 13 mini and then the new Google Pixel 9 Pro. Look at that. Look at the size difference. I mean, it is incredible. I can completely hide this iPhone mini behind this Google Pixel. Absolutely small. So here after this live stream is done, I'm gonna go mail this sucker off and get my $1,000 credit so I get a free iPhone. So I just forgot, and it just updated to iOS 18.0.1. I haven't signed in, haven't done anything. I've literally bought it to trade it in, so I haven't even messed around with it. iOS is like using an iPhone is so foreign to me. I don't even know what to do on here. I just don't use iPhone. So should be interesting with the new ones that come in. I'm going to be lost when I get them in. But it is what it is. So let's look at the new MacBook Pros, right? So here's a video. I'm going to show a quick 2-minute video of the new MacBook Pro with the M4 chipset. Now, I did have to edit the video slightly so I don't get flagged for copyright infringement, or I had to edit the video a little bit. So if you see some confetti in the background, or if you see the man that's talking with a pig face or lasers shooting out of his eyes, I had to edit, change stuff up a little bit so the YouTube algorithm won't pick it up. And of course, me talking about it probably won't help. But I'm going to turn the music off so we can listen to the video. Ready? Here's the new MacBook Pro with the new M4 chipset set to release in November. So these things are coming up really, really quick. Apple's already got them manufactured, produced, and boxed up and ready to sell. So here we go. You like that? Yeah. So I had to edit it and give it some graphics and take off the volume, add some beats for the algorithms to not to pick it up and get me for copyright. I think it should be good. I used to do that with my NFL videos that I had to mix up a little bit. Indeed, I got an M4 iPad. Can't tell the difference from my M1 unless I benchmark. Aside from obvious screen upgrades, yeah, I've been seeing online a lot of people say M4s are great, but if you have like an M1 or an M2, what's the point? Like the M1 or the M1 Pro CPU and some of these MacBooks that are 2-3 years old still run like they're brand new. These are absolute beast CPUs and GPUs that Apple puts in there. And I think obviously MacBook, possibly iPad with an M1, M2, M3, M4 chipset, you don't need to upgrade every year like a phone. Technically, you don't really need to upgrade to a phone every year. I still do. But I think with laptops, you're probably suitable for an upgrade, and specifically talking about MacBooks, probably suitable for an upgrade once every, I don't know, probably 3 years, 4 years, or something like that. Windows, I would say, here's the issue I have with Windows, is that the battery seems to go out within 3 years. I have a HP ProBook that's like 2 year, maybe a year and a half. The battery's already shot. So I would like to say also with Windows, whether you have an Intel CPU with a new core, or you have the new AMD CPUs. That's the other thing. With the M chipsets in the MacBooks, you basically don't need to upgrade for 3 to 4 years. As I mentioned, people with M1 MacBooks are saying they're running flawless. A 4-year-old Windows CPU, whether it's an Intel, an older version of the AMD, right, like a Ryzen 7 3000 series, 4000 series, 5000 series, probably you don't have to upgrade. But I personally believe, at least in my situation, every 2 years probably upgrade my laptop with Windows, just because they're just not as... I've never even touched a MacBook, so I don't know. Apparently, it seems pretty fluid. I don't know how this iPhone thing is going to work out with me in a Windows PC. Again, might need some help on file transfers and stuff like that, but I think I'll be okay. You're going to sell your M1, Daniel? Imagine using an Intel chip to run Android. Well, you can. Now, Android has come out and said that they're going to stop. You can actually run, and I've done a couple of videos on this. You can run, you can set up Android on your Windows machine, although they're going to quit support for it, I think in March 2025, I believe. Or you can get a Chromebook and run Android on Chromebook, Chrome OS. Daniel says, it's for my wife. Her M4 was a huge upgrade from her old iPad Air. You talking about the iPad M4? Yeah, I bet it is. Daniel says, Brian says, I still have an iPad Pro from 2016. I doubt it will have the same ecosystem features as some of the more modern models. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, that's possible. You're asking the wrong person here. When it comes to Apple products, this year's the first year I've actually purchased an Apple product brand new. I've never used a MacBook. I bought an iPad Pro 2020 and returned it because so I had that for like a week, right? And I returned it just because iOS is so just foreign to me. I just couldn't really grasp. For whatever reason, I returned it. So don't really have much experience. Getting these iPhones in gonna be interesting. So I'm gonna make some videos, a real video. You know why? There's a bunch of clickbait on YouTube where you'll have content creators, and I've seen this same person make the same video for the last 3 years, maybe 4 years. And actually 2 content creators, where they say, what do they say? It's either Apple fanboy tries Samsung for the first time. I'm like, it's definitely not your first time. You put that video out every single year, like whenever a new Samsung Galaxy comes out or the new Pixel, or vice versa. It'll be Android fanboy uses iPhone for the first time. No, you've put that out every single year for the last 4 years. But when I put mine out, it'll be true. I just don't use them. But let's get into so the MacBook Pro with the new M4 chipset is set to release in November. So that'll be a pretty penny, I'm sure. I think it's November 1st. If I'm not, I will get back to you on the release date. You might know, but I know it's in November. So something else that's coming out in November, and again, they're going to release a Mac Mini. They're going to release iMac or Mac Studio, the real expensive one, with the new M4 chipset. We got a release date on Apple AI. So let me share my screen here. So Apple AI, right? Apple Intelligence release date outed. New hardware's coming as well. So, well, that article was a dud. I got it right here. Where is it? Here we go. Apple Intelligence. We have a new release date here for Apple Intelligence. So, Apple Intelligence release date leaked. Here's when the first AI features are set to arrive on your iPhone. So if you have a new iPhone 16 series, whether any 4 of them, iPhone 16, 16 Plus, 16 Pro, 16 Pro Max, or you have an iPhone 15 Pro or 15 Pro Max, you will get these features, right? And it's coming up pretty soon. I think it's a lot sooner than everybody expected. So Apple Intelligence release date has been leaked, and when Apple said its AI features would arrive in October. This month, although late October. So according to top Apple insider Mark Gurman from the Bloomberg publication, Apple Intelligence first wave of AI features will be coming to iPhone, iPad, and Mac on October 28th. So if you haven't, I explained to you which iPhones are getting this. This is a whole 16 series, 15 Pro, 15 Pro Max, but also iPad's running an M chip, so M1, M2, M3, or M4, or MacBook's running a M1, M2, M3, and eventually M4. You will be getting Apple Intelligence. It does require a very powerful CPU. It does require 8 gigs of RAM on Apple devices. That's why they are so selective. It will arrive. Apple Intelligence will arrive as part of iOS 18.1, and it will be accessible on a small selection of the best iPhones, which we just covered. So if you have a 15 Plus, you might want to upgrade if you want to take advantage of Apple Intelligence. The first batch of Apple Intelligence features will include writing tools for proofreading and rewriting texts and articles, smart replies to quickly reply to messages, notification summaries, cleanup in photos, and a redesigned Siri. Let's see here. Other features like Chat GPT integration, Genmoji, and Image Playground are all expected to arrive in iOS 18.2. before the end of the year, with Siri's major intelligence overhaul due around in March 2025. So Apple is slowly rolling out over time the all these little AI features with each little software update. They are not rolling them out in one big AI rollout with iOS 18.1. As we explained, each little integration of AI will be coming out, it looks like every quarter with every iOS update. Stay tuned. If you want, we should have our iPhone by I think my delivery date is October the 15th. So that's what, late next week, here in about another 7 days. So I should have mine in time for a review of Apple Intelligence, and we will compare Samsung Galaxy AI. We'll compare my Pixel AI features and Apple AI features as well, right? Now, check this out. So, we did the unboxing video. Where is the... Here, check this out. Some more Apple news. We'll do all the Apple news, and then we'll jump into Android. So, as you know, Meta put out, or you may not know. So, Meta, parent company of Facebook, among some others, are going to release a new AR glasses, right? I'm not sure if they're in cooperation with Ray-Ban, but they basically look like nerd glasses, right? Except what it's going to do is display a bunch of information on the inside of the glass with the glasses that you're wearing. They look like big nerd glasses, and I'm not sure if you see somebody wearing them in a store or on the street, if you can kind of see basically from the outside looking in, if you can see little displays on there. It might be transparent from if you're looking at somebody with them on, but when you're wearing them, God, they look so cool. Not in person, but I mean, if you have them on, right, from the user looking outward, it's going to have a whole bunch of cool stuff on there. I think that's going to be the wave. I think Apple Vision Pro, we do know Apple is making the Apple Vision Pro 2. That should come out late next year with a new chipset, the M5 chipset. But that's so freaking expensive. I just don't see that becoming a mainstream item, right? Like a lot of people could buy them, but why would you spend $4,000, $5,000 on something like that? That seems ridiculous, right? Only a select few are going to have enough money to spend on a toy, essentially. Now, these Meta new AR glasses, I believe they're going to be around $500, which is, I think, about right. And it's essentially going to do. It's probably not as cool or feature packed as Vision Pro, but it's going to do very similar things. And the best thing about the Meta operating system, the Meta glasses, is that it's an open source. It's an open source operating system. Apple is closed sourced. Apple is very, very particular when it comes to letting out the source code. That's why developers don't like to develop apps for Apple Vision Pro. There's only a very select few apps, third-party apps, that these developers are making for the Apple Vision Pro. Another kick in the nuts for Apple and their Apple Vision Pro. Meta, on the other hand, completely opposite. Open sourced. You want to make an app? Go ahead and make an app, right? I want to make an app? I'll make an app. So there will be a lot more features, a lot more applications with these new AR glasses from Meta. Now, I bring that up because guess what? Apple's going to get into the game with AR glasses. That's correct. So Apple's going to use a new micro LED technology in their AR glasses and 2026 Apple Watch Ultra. So Apple's not only going to move forward on the new Apple Vision Pro 2, they're also going to move forward on a Meta AR glasses or glasses-like competitor. So it'll look like regular spectacles that somebody has for corrected vision and lenses. However, it's going to have all sorts of information displayed on the inside. So wherever you're looking, going to be really, really, really cool. There's a report saying Apple has already started development, and they actually have a new type of micro LED aimed at they've developed over the last few years, and they're finally aiming it to use it in the new Apple Watch Ultra model launching in 2026. That's a little down the road, but look, all these things take years to develop, right? Years. Some smartphones take 3-4 years in development. So you're just getting a peek into Apple's kind of transition phase. So we all know same old boring iPhone, but you're going to start to see, starting next year, Apple's going to start to transition and bring forward some new products, right? Again, we all know the Apple iPhone 17 Air, right? I've been talking about that a lot, and it's going to be a razor-thin iPhone. Going to have a new display technology, new motherboard technology. They're coming out with these new AR glasses. They're coming out with this new technology, micro LED technology in the Apple Watch Ultra. They're coming out with new Apple Vision Pro, and what I think is the coolest thing, iPhone Flip. iPhone Flip, that's correct. Probably coming in 2026 as well. So you're seeing slowly the transition of them starting to bring forward newer technology. Kind of been stuck in a rut for the last, I don't know, 5 years? Pretty boring, actually, if you ask me. But now is the time where you start to see them branch out a little bit more. So very excited to see Apple working on these AR glasses. The Meta ones look cool. Probably be a lot cheaper and more app compatibility. More developers working on the Meta AR glasses than the Apple glasses. But nonetheless, should be a cool product, and see where this goes. So very cool deal there. Let's see here. Now, let me get into, if anybody has not gotten an iPhone 16 yet, I found a really good deal, right? And actually, I found a really, really good deal. You're going to get free service for a whole year. All you got to pay for is the iPhone on a monthly basis. But check this out. So, I don't have it pulled up, but I'm going to pull it up right now. So, I'm sure everybody's heard of Spectrum, correct? Right? A service provider for cable, internet, stuff like that. Well, I used to have Spectrum, and then when Google Fiber came along, and I dumped them quick because their internet service sucks. And we're using Google Fiber. I saw this ad from Spectrum saying get a free iPhone, get a free year of service. Unlimited service with an iPhone. I said, that's cool. And let me pull up and show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. Sorry about that. So, Spectrum Mobile. So you get one line of an unlimited mobile service. Now, this is not the plan that I was just looking at, was it? Oh, I'm signed in. Let me log out. So here's the deal. You get... What the hell is going on? Here we go. Exclusive for Spectrum Internet customers only. Now, here's the secret. Shh, don't tell anybody. Shh, 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 shh. Okay. So, we stopped using Spectrum, right? So I'm not a Spectrum customer. But what you can do is tell them, I found this on another video, looked into it, and we're about to find out if it's real. I mean, it is real, but I kind of did this little workaround where you can actually sign up for service so you're a customer, not have the service, i.e. internet, installed. So you just keep on pushing back the cancellation date. Anyways, probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to try to see. There's a little workaround I came across for this Spectrum Mobile. But anyways, I'm going to shut up because I'm probably going to get myself in trouble. But for you, it is for Spectrum Mobile customers only. But as I mentioned, a little hint here, a little hack. You can actually sign up for internet service and not ever have it installed. So technically, you're a Spectrum Mobile customer. I'm not encouraging you to do this. But if you do have Spectrum and you are a Spectrum customer, there you go. You get a free year of unlimited mobile service for a year. And I think the iPhone's like $30 a month, something like that. They have the new. Most places are sold out. I've been looking around for quite a while. The Apple Store does have some, but they go quick. And here they do have a lot of these still for sale. So if you're interested, if you've been looking around, and a lot of places are sold out. T-Mobile's still sold out. Apple's got some. It's very hit or miss. So just letting you know, Spectrum Mobile does have a bunch of them in stock. So if you're looking for an iPhone 16 model, Spectrum Mobile has it. And again, you can sign up for service and do it that way. But I don't encourage it, but you can do that. Just have to put that out there. Okay. You did not hear that from me. So, last but not least, check this out. So, does everybody know Samsung DeX? Samsung DeX is a phenomenal desktop-like experience for anybody that has a relatively newer Galaxy phone, minus the... Actually, you know what? The Z Flip 6 does have DeX mode. You just have to enable it in developer modes. Anyways, getting into the weeds. Samsung DeX, if you have a Galaxy, right, like a S24, S24 Ultra, you can plug an HDMI cable into your phone and then plug it into an external monitor, something like this up here. And you can basically run your operating system. It's still Android, but you can run the operating system in a desktop mode-like experience. Kind of like a Windows, kind of like Chrome OS, I guess. It's more familiar to. So you can basically run apps. It's like using another Windows computer. It's just running off of your phone, call, text, everything right in Samsung DeX. Phenomenal feature. Not many people use it that I know of that have Samsung phones, but I use it all the time. I plug my phone up to here and away I go. So Google, I've always wondered why Google does not have something similar, right? They have many different operating systems for their tablets. They have Chrome OS. Google has Chromecast. By the way, I ordered one of the new Chromecast streamers that came out, was it last month? I think it should be delivered next week as well. So I'm going to do a review of that, the new Chromecast, their new streaming Chromecast. But always wanted Google to have a desktop-like experience. It finally looks like that's coming to fruition. Now, it was, but when I had my Pixel 8 Pro, it was on Android 15, and it's coming to fruition. Now, the catch is it's only going to be enabled on Android 15. So most stable versions, the only stable version for Pixel right now is Android 14, but Android 15 is literally right around the corner. Now, if you're on 15 beta, Android 15 beta, and you have a Pixel, a newer Pixel, I think if you have to have the 8 Pro or higher to run this new desktop mode that Google is going to initiate. I did a video on it on my 8 Pro. However, it was in infancy stage, very, very early stages of this desktop type like mode, and it didn't really work that well. I hooked it up to my external monitor, my Pixel 8 Pro. It gave me a window and it gave me some icons, but there were not widgets. It was not robust. It was just the early stages, right? So apparently Google is working on a brand new desktop experience that is going to be fully available with all features ready to roll once the stable build of Android 15 is released. Very, very excited for this. Let me pull this up here. Here we go. So check this out. Let me move this stupid ad. So, and I'm going to do a video review of this as well. There we go. A little bigger there. Pause. So, Google's finally embracing Android desktops. Look here. Pixel 9 Pro hooked into his external monitor right here. Now, again, I'm sure his is on Android 15. So, Android has... let's see, where am I? Google, here we go. Google is now selling, and here's a little tip too, a little key to what's going on behind the scenes. Actually, Google sells on their website a USB Type-C to HDMI cable that's specifically for running stuff in desktop mode, running your Pixel in desktop mode. Now, this won't work on all Android devices running Android 15. This is Google Pixel specific. But I cannot wait because it does help. You can use your phone like you normally would while it's plugged into an external monitor and essentially have two displays. So you can use your phone as usual, but if you have emails, docs, and let's say a spreadsheet open that you do work on, you can have that up on your big screen or on your external monitor while you're texting and watching YouTube videos on your phone, and have a complete new little workstation. Google is developing an Android desktop mode for Pixel devices through, although the feature isn't ready just quite yet. Functional Windows app management is now possible in Android 15 beta, so it does look like they've improved it slightly since I last tested it. And as I mentioned, Google's selling Type-C to HDMI cables, showing that they are committed to and for these new desktop mode and external displays. Now, here's a little tip. If you do have a Pixel and you are interested in doing this, I'm not going to say don't buy your Type-C to HDMI cables from Google. They're just going to be mad expensive. So you can go on Amazon. How much is it? Jesus, $30. You can go on Amazon and find one for, let's see, USB-C to HDMI cable. Amazon. What do you know? $5.66. Now, I went and get the cheapest one. And everybody's different. If you want to get the cheapest one, be my guest. I typically don't get the most expensive or the cheapest. I typically get something right in the middle, right? Because you do get what you pay for. So if you do go for the absolute cheapest item, it's going to suck. You're going to have issues. Quality is probably pretty bad. But now, if you go for the most expensive, like the Google one, which is $30, that's a little inflated, right? Or a lot inflated. Typically, in this scenario, I already have a couple HDMI to USB Type-C, but if this interests you, I would get something that costs maybe $15, something right in the middle. Should be a good buy from a name brand company, not this stupid Amazon Basics generic crap that's probably not that good quality. I would get something that's decent quality, right? Like a Uni, or I believe Anchor has something that's a little cheaper. I might go back, but when this video is done, and put a couple that I find. Let's see what we have here. Here's one for $15. That looks like a good buy. As you can tell, very highly rated. Now, this will also work not just for your Pixel. This will work for Samsung with Samsung DeX. This will work, it says it'll work with MacBook, iPad, Windows computers as well. So if you have a Windows computer or you have a Chromebook, I tried hooking this up to my Chromebook and it worked with my cables. So it's not just for Pixels. Of course, Google's selling a Google branded one, as I mentioned, $30, but I would get not a generic, but a less expensive one, right? Shit, you could pick two up for the price of one. But look out for that. So Android 15 in this new desktop mode should be released. Shame on me because I should know when Android 15 is being released. But let's see, Android 15 release date. October 15th is rumored date for Android 15 release. So, damn, that's the same day I'm getting the iPhone. Wow, so that'll be a fun day for me. Android 15 rollout, and we will test the desktop mode. Again, you have to have beta right now. Android 15 beta. The stable Android 14 does not work. But here in about a week, the stable build of Android 15 will be released, and then which will activate that new desktop mode for Pixel users. So I have a monitor right here on the wall that's waiting for testing, and be a busy day for me here at eSIM Studios on October 15th, getting the new iPhone 16 Pro Max on the 15th, and getting Android 15 for the Pixels. So, busy day for me. Let's see here. Anything else before I get out of here? Wireless DeX. Yes, wireless DeX is awesome. You can get... Now, I typically just... So with Samsung and in their desktop mode, you can connect it to an external monitor, either through a wireless connection or wired. I typically, and this is personal preference, I personally always do wired. Always. Just because the latency is a lot lower. Meaning, if you connect Samsung DeX to a wireless monitor for your desktop mode, and you have, let's say you have an external mouse hooked up Bluetooth to your phone, well, it'll display that mouse cursor on the display. However, if you're in wireless mode and you move the mouse around, it's always like a half second behind. It's always a second behind of whatever your movements are. Not always, but I think it's probably 0.3 seconds to half a second. When it's wired, it seems to be almost no latency. Now, I've used wireless before in certain circumstances, and right. And if you don't have a cable, if you want to save the $15, you certainly can. You don't have to. Now, this is for Samsung. I believe Google, when they release Android 15 in this new desktop mode, I think it's only wired. I haven't heard anything about it being wireless, which they should, right? They should activate it. And it's nice, right? Let's say you go to a hotel and you didn't bring your cable with you. You're like, God damn it, I forgot my cable. I can't hook my external monitor up. Well, that's when it's nice to have wireless, or whatever the scenario is. It's good to have that option if you need it. But I personally always use wired. I know sometimes it can be a hassle, but I like zero latency. The only thing that sucks, and here's what I want to test, is when you connect your Samsung device to Samsung DeX or DeX mode to an external monitor, your phone, if you have one of the newer phones that's 120 hertz refresh rate, whenever you connect that Samsung DeX device up to an external monitor, the phone that you're running it on drops from 120 hertz refresh rate down to 60. That sucks. I don't know if Google is going to be the same way. I would like to think we're getting close to the day where we can connect these things to external monitors and still have 120 refresh rates on our phone. If I had to guess, I bet that the Google Pixel phone, while hooked up to the desktop mode, it probably drops to 60 hertz. I think there's something within... I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I have not looked into the code or why that is. It has to be a software deal. Although, when I did hook it up, when I hooked my Pixel 8 Pro up to an external monitor, I think it did slow down the phone, the refresh rate. It's a big difference. You could tell right off the bat. We'll have to wait and see. That'll be one of the things I'm going to test. And if Google comes out and keeps their phone at 120 hertz refresh rate while connected to an external monitor, I need Samsung to get their shit together and activate 120 hertz refresh rate on the Samsung device while Samsung DeX is connected and the external monitor is running on DeX. I need them to run 120 hertz as well. That's one of the downsides nobody talks about. Look, there's no way, after using this little stupid iPhone mini, which has 60 hertz refresh rate, I would rather not have a phone. It bugs me that much. I would rather not have a phone than being stuck with a phone with 60 hertz refresh rate. It's insane. Insane slow. Bugs the shit out of me. I've been spoiled for so many years. I know this is all new to you Apple users. We Android users have had high refresh rates for 10 years. I mean, I remember, I think the first phone I had with a high refresh rate It was a OnePlus. The very first phone I ever had with a refresh rate over 60 hertz. I think it was a OnePlus. Was it 5 or 5T? Something like that. So yeah, damn near 10 years. And I know Apple just switched to high refresh rates on their Pro models, 2 years ago, maybe 3. But Jesus, this 60 hertz refresh rate, it's a it's a deal breaker. And what a shame Apple had to put 60 hertz on the 16 and 16 Plus. I know a lot of people, it doesn't bother them. That's just by the Pro. The Pro has them. I get it. But all the cool colors are on the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus. I know Apple has to make a difference between their Pro and standard models to validate the higher price that they're asking for the Pro models. But, I mean, come on. If I'm running Apple, I'm putting 90 hertz refresh rate on the 16 and 60 Plus, and then 120 on the Pro and the Pro Max. 60 hertz refresh rate is insane. Just, I've kind of been swiping through this phone the last day or so. Wait, when did I get this? Yesterday. And trade-in device. I'm going to end this podcast and go run to the UPS store and send this in as my trade-in for one of the iPhones. So I did update it to iOS 18.0.1, put it in dark mode. Man, I'm so new to iOS. Should be interesting. Okay. Let me get out of here. I've been on for almost an hour. I do appreciate the time. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to get in. So coming up, I want to promote. I know there's a good mix, so I want to do a giveaway. And I want to promote. What can I give away? So I got a couple of product reviews that I'm going to record and upload to our eSIM Studios YouTube channel. I have 6 products that I need to review. I'm going to do app reviews for some stuff here that a couple of companies reached out for me to do an app review of their app. But I believe I'm going to do a giveaway. What's today? Tuesday? Wait, is today Monday? Today's not Monday, is it? Holy shit, it's Monday? I thought it was Tuesday. Well, sorry about that. I said at the very beginning, today's Tuesday. Today is Monday. I've been so busy. I got to get out of here. But just, here's the point. I got to get out of here. Here's the point. I'm going to do a giveaway. So let's shoot this Friday, and I'm going to promote it on Instagram. I'm going to promote it on Twitter. I'm going to promote it on YouTube on our community tab. I'm going to do a big giveaway of a couple of products, right? So stay tuned. Make sure. And now this giveaway is only going to be done on YouTube. Now you can. Well, we'll get into it later. I got to run, but just know this upcoming Friday, I'm going to do giveaways, a nice big giveaway for everybody. The people watching on Instagram, you're more than welcome to enter. Twitter, same thing. You can enter, but you're going to have to enter on our YouTube channel via StreamYard, because StreamYard only has their giveaway tool connected to YouTube and not yet available for Instagram, Twitch, or Twitter. But we'll get into that later. Join me tomorrow. Go to eSIM Studios YouTube channel and subscribe so you get notified of any upcoming videos and upcoming giveaways. We're going to get back into doing weekly giveaways, and we're going to start again this Friday. So please join us this Friday, and I'll let you know how to enter and what is going to be given away here this week. Probably tomorrow or the next day, I'll have the giveaways solidified and let you know of what we're going to give away on Friday. But I do appreciate the time. Please have a wonderful afternoon. Please be safe. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.